Hello everybody, welcome to the Poddycasting in fucking hell, or whatever this thing is going to talk about, this abomination of a thing that existed somehow. So, I'm your host Kino, and here we have Speep.
Hi guys, am I already famous?
You probably are. Rain?
Hello.
Well, that's a lot.
Yeah, I have nothing else to say. I don't know. Sorry.
Yeah, you're an empty person, you don't have anything to say.
You're so mean.
There's nothing about
That's
you
not
at
true.
all.
Hey.
No, I'm not me, I'm you. No, I'm not you, I'm me. I get it.
Oh.
Anyway, I tried to make a pun and I failed. You know what's going to happen.
Yeah, let's go
Kino
on.
is Kino.
Yeah.
We
and
got this.
still silent, trying to kill herself in front of my count is
Not
Fritella.
yet. Hi, I don't know where I am. I don't want to be held responsible for what I'm going to say. Thank you.
Fried pancake.
No!
That's her.
But
That's
no,
her
I'm
actual.
not a pancake. I'm a
That's her
frittata.
actual name.
No.
I don't know, what do they call them in English though?
I think
I
the
don't know.
closest thing is pancake, but I'm not a pancake. I'm a frittata.
But it's totally different.
Yeah, it's... I
Are
don't
you
But
know.
sure
it's
they
like-
don't have anything?
I don't know. It's like... Oh. I have no idea. Anyway.
But is
Well,
it
that is
like that pancakes are already fried, or
I think
It-
that...
is there like-
pancake are not fried.
You don't fry pancakes.
What?
Well,
Yeah,
you
exactly.
can try, but...
so that's not a frittella?
Yeah, I mean, you can try it, yes?
I mean, I think that
Everything
people
is
just should...
eatable if-
they should just Google frittella and so...
Yeah, exactly.
Just Google it.
Just
So you have to spell it, frittella. Are you
No.
ready?
I mean, like, at some point, I want to have, like, icons of us in the background, and Fritella is definitely going to have a Fritella, so it's...
yeah.
People
So
can,
people
like,
know, yeah.
picture her in their minds.
Yeah,
With
makes sense.
Exactly.
pink
So
hairs
it's going
and
to be fine.
something stupid on.
So this podcast is going to be like a way to spread our.
Stupidity.
Yeah.
No, not
Yeah.
stupidity, like
No, not yet. It's, yeah.
Yes.
our cuisine to the world. I don't know.
Well,
Yeah, I think we need to, like, say something about what the fuck this is and
Yeah.
how this came to be, because, like,
Yeah, sure.
just
well, you
out of
know.
nowhere, there's a podcast now. Because I don't know, like, I've never seen, like, the first episode of any podcast, actually. Like,
Maybe
That's
it
true.
doesn't exist.
listen to. So, maybe we are the only people ever who made a first episode.
Oh my
Everyone just
God.
starts from,
I
like,
don't
episode
think
20.
so.
Oh my god.
But,
Plot twist.
It's like a conspiracy.
Ta ta ta. Sad music.
Na 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 na.
No.
That's not sad.
We should
It's
add
So
like
Kino.
a background effects with music.
We should.
Actually.
Yeah, we should have some.
Yes.
Maybe in post production. They already
Yeah.
are.
I know there's
Maybe
a way
There
to
it is
modify
there.
voice, but I don't know how. And it's
I would go with Pokemon music because it fits with Pikachu.
yes, it makes sense. Like I think it's one of the few things
guess
that's
it
going
does.
to make sense here. But okay.
So, anyway,
So
let's get
Kino,
to the point.
exactly. Would you be so kind to
Which we
introduce
have no
why
idea what
and
it is.
when this idea started?
I have no idea when it started, but at some point I was like, okay, I like podcasts.
So
I
let's
think
do-
I think I can have, like, I think I can do a funny podcast with some people, and, like,
And we're
let's
here.
try. And
Okay.
here we are. Like, it basically happened that fast. Like, how long ago did I tell you? Like, 1 month ago?
Uh,
Maybe 2?
Yeah,
Let me check.
Yeah,
not too
maybe.
much.
Even if
2
you don't
weeks.
check, it's the same. That doesn't matter.
Yeah, I was just curious. Yeah, but
And so
And it was
basically,
like a
yeah,
little bit
it's
out
just
of the
going to
blue.
be
Like,
it's just going to be us, which is like, I mean, depending on the people, we have at least 2 very autistic people, which is me and Fritella, because we know it.
yes.
And
wow.
then we have
I-
like the,
I think it's a common state actually. Everybody is a bit like autistic here.
everybody is a bit
Yeah.
autistic, but I am very
We have
autistic. That's the
different
difference.
shades of autism.
Yeah,
Exactly.
we are
That's
all
how
autistic. It's just
we-
a different level.
That's how we're going to call the post, like this different shade of autism.
Oh, I would watch that movie like 10 times over the original.
Oh my god.
yeah, sure.
Guys, I'm trying to use my deep voice. Isn't it working? Is it working or not? Hi guys. Hi
Well,
guys.
Why?
Because I'm listening to jazz music in the background and it fits perfectly. So I mean, I should really have a smoking cigar and a drink in my hand, and that will be perfect.
Oh, I
Some
do have a
whiskey.
drink. Let me open this bottle of sake. It's going to be really nice.
A what?
What?
I
A
have
bottle
no
of
idea.
sake.
Oh.
Oh, okay.
Ah, sake. So Nick, why are you drinking sake? You should explain.
Why wouldn't I be drinking sake?
Because you're in Japan.
Yeah, that was
You know, people doesn't know.
Exactly.
They don't know where
They
you
don't
are
know,
or
yeah.
where we are.
It doesn't matter. You can buy sake everywhere.
Yes, but it's a
Yeah,
fucking
no.
expensive here.
I mean, yeah, I guess it is, but it's still good, so it's worth it.
Yeah, but
Yeah, sure. But I don't know. I mean, I think
yeah,
that
anyway.
I drank sake just one time, thanks to Nico.
I did a
Um,
couple, but
Only that time? Where were we? Like, were we at the
I think it
restaurant
was
or at my
no,
place?
it was like your house, I think.
Oh, maybe for my birthday.
Yeah, exactly for your birthday, probably.
Oh yeah, because we had that like amazing anime cake. Yeah, that was the one.
What?
Amazing! I remember it. Yeah,
Yeah.
It was really amazing.
I have a picture somewhere. I'll send you the picture later. You can
yes,
give it to see.
now I'm curious.
yeah, me too.
He was amazing.
It's me. It's a anime cake. What else could it be like?
Oh, okay.
Are you even surprised?
Not really.
No, but I mean, our
Okay.
audience, I don't think they could like see the picture.
Well, you can
so I
put
don't
it
know
on
if it's
the
like.
video if you like to hurt yourself.
Is this a video?
No.
No, it's not a video. What the
Well-
fuck are you talking about?
I was already greeting on the
It's going to be
camera.
a black screen, like. I mean,
I think it's gonna be like.
do we have like a background or something?
Yeah, sure. It could be
I
like.
mean that, like,
Um,
you can add
Yeah.
that.
Could be
we can-
amazing.
That just depends on like how willing I am to like do anything like
Yeah.
above
Yeah.
just mixing the sound
okay, makes
because
sense.
I'm already scared because like
Mm.
Goose was proposing to like use some like video game footage and I have no idea how long it's going to take for my PC to render that, so I'm not going to do it for now. It's just like
Yeah, just
No.
fix image or like a black screen with help.
we can just put a picture like
Yeah, I mean
A
it's the
picture of
first.
Al?
It's the first episode. We are. I mean, we are still newbies.
Yeah,
Exactly. We're
We will
setting
always
things
be
up.
newbies.
We're
Quite a
settling
mess.
down. It's gonna take some time.
Yeah.
yeah.
People, you have to know, it's gonna take some
We
time.
are autistic.
Exactly.
yeah, exactly.
But in
Anyways.
one week, we're gonna be famous.
Oh, that would be great.
In our week we're all going to be dead.
No, please.
Do you mean I can stop selling my feed pics to pay for my rent?
I mean, it's still 2020. Just 6 months passed, so who knows?
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe the future hides a lot of new
Just
things
maybe.
for 2020.
Why you
Yeah,
are
like
so
more
apocalyptic?
Like a new virus.
I think that I'm not apocalyptic. I'm just like, I don't know, objective.
Yeah, seeing the
Yeah, but I would like
development
to
of
think
this
that
year.
next. I would like to think that next week I'm still alive. You know.
Yeah, sure. I mean,
That would be nice. You know.
I hope so, but considering what happened during this year.
Yeah, but please
I don't
sleep.
know. Yeah. I
Okay,
don't know.
sorry, guys.
I wasn't alive
I like
last
this
week, so I
kind.
don't know if I'll be alive next week.
Well, yeah. Okay.
I don't know. I just dissociate for reality for 4 days, so I have no idea which week is it. It's fine.
You have no idea what world you live in, and you wish you were dead, probably. I think so.
I think it's
So,
a common
anyways.
sense during these days.
Let's go on.
To go back to the point,
I don't mean it in
All
a
of this-
depressing way. Like, I wanna die.
this is always going to be like this. We're never going to get to the point because we are a
No.
fuck. But fuck.
Is your microphone
Fuck
still working? Can you hear
Which microphone? Mine?
scratching? Yeah.
No. Tell us one.
Which microphone?
Or it's my. Oh, maybe it's my headphones. I don't know.
Okay,
Oh.
that's
I
good.
hear everybody
Anyways,
Redivine.
let's get
Yeah.
down to introductions because no one knows who the fuck we are. Who wants to
Exactly.
start?
Who wants to know?
Exactly.
You've
That
got
is
a
fair.
point. You've got
That
a
is
point.
fair.
Sad audience crying.
Well, I'm just going to start it. Okay. I am Kino from the YouTube channel LastKinosaur, which is a very new YouTube channel, like a week old. A fucking baby YouTube channel.
Newbie.
And yeah, I'm going to be the noobest of all the noobs. And I make anime videos because why not? I like
Are you
anime.
sponsoring your YouTube channel?
Of course.
Ah, okay.
Are we
Fine.
going to post this online?
That's the final point of this actual podcast.
That is actually the only reason why I'm doing this podcast, just to like promote it.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, exactly. You're promoting
No,
like,
actually, no.
your stuff.
This podcast is probably going to be more popular than my videos, so it's fine.
So far, we already promoted first Kino's YouTube channel and second alcohol because we talked about alcohol the whole time.
Alcohol doesn't need promotion.
Yeah, I know.
Everyone
That's
loves
true.
alcohol.
I don't think
Especially the young people who are gonna listen to this podcast.
Exactly. Exactly. Especially people under the age to be drinking alcohol.
Oh,
Exactly.
No.
Guys.
Let's be controversial, but not that illegal, I suppose.
This is probably the least controversial thing we're going to talk about, so don't worry. Anyways, yeah, that's me. Next.
Shouldn't you say, like, you live in Japan?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's,
You know.
that's a little bit of a
Slight
thing.
detail, like you
Like-
live on the other side of the planet.
Like, you know, we are all Italian and you live in Japan.
Exactly.
And
Yeah,
Did you
it's- I
say
guess-
that you're an alien actually and stuff like that?
Jesus
So people
fucking
know.
Christ, don't like blow my cover that easily. Now I'll have to edit that part of the podcast and like delete your voice
Mate,
because
don't worry, you're gonna censor it.
yeah, I'm going to censor
It's gonna be a lot of beep.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
I think
every
it's
time
easier
you
to
mention
cut
like
to
that
the
I am
parts.
every time you mention I'm a human being, I'm going to censor
Every time
it.
you mention it, I'm a me. I'm gonna censor it.
Exactly. But do I censor the censorship?
Kino.
Okay, let's go on.
Let's go on. Okay, Speep, it's your turn. Let's go.
Okay, I'm Spip. For friends, Pizza Spip.
No.
Actually, joking.
Just
just
Peep.
Peep. Forget about it, guys. It's gonna be censored as well. My name is Pip. I live in Italy, Parma, which is the capital of the Parmigiano Reggiano, which is a cheese.
Are you sure you want to say that? Do you want to get spoofed?
Yeah. To me, it's fine.
Okay,
Okay.
that's fine.
Which is also known as Parmesan. And I like working on the computer for nerd stuff, and I like calisthenics. I think
Yeah,
I'm done.
he's basically he's a buff nerd. That's what he is.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, okay.
A shiny nerd with some muscles around.
He's a legendary creature. He's the Chad nerd.
Oh my
Oh
god.
god.
We discovered a new species.
Yeah, exactly.
exactly. So yeah, that's
I'm
it.
the last Chad nerd. Kino is the last Kinosaur. Okay, let's go on,
What?
guys. You don't
Yeah,
have to interrupt
let's
me.
go on before I
Okay.
Rain,
Yes.
do you want to introduce yourself?
Okay, so nice to meet you. I'm Rain and I live in Italy as well. And I study Japanese and Chinese because I'm fucking crazy. And I do cosplay. And I guess that's
You have a death wish. You definitely have a death wish.
What? I have what?
You have a death wish.
Studying Japanese, both Japanese and Chinese.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, you know. At first you say, what's the problem? I'll just try. And then you basically die trying to do that. And so, yes.
Amazing.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
astonishing.
Yeah, Fritella, remember when I said like, yeah, I might want to study Chinese in the future? Yeah, remember that shit?
Yeah, don't do that. Don't do that. No.
Yeah.
Did you change your mind or you went crazy?
You just go crazy. Really.
I'm
Trust
alive, so I
me,
guess I
trust
changed
me.
my mind.
Like, I have my Chinese book in front of me right now, and it's so fucking scary. It's
And
like
you're
it's
punching it.
looking at me, and it's like you have to study, and I'm like, oh my god, I don't know if I'm able to read everything, and
I have my linguistics book in front of me, but I don't know why I keep studying. I don't want to do this exam. I don't like. I want money. I want to work.
yeah, totally, I can understand, but still have to do 2 Chinese exams, so why did I choose this language? Why?
I think we all, everyone who
yeah,
went
okay.
to university is asking
But
the
well,
same
okay,
questions.
so go on. I think that Fritella, you can introduce
Okay,
yourself
yes,
now.
I
Yeah,
am
basically,
Fidel.
Rain, everyone is going to know you. Okay, the one that wants to kill herself. So,
So people
Yes.
already know that they don't have to study Chinese to be
yes,
happy.
guys.
Yeah, exactly.
Guys, trust me, don't do that. You don't want
To
Antique-
be happy, to not
Antique study in Chinese, so your dream list if you want to be happy.
to. Also, if you
Even if you are
if you want
Chinese,
to study Chinese,
don't do it.
it's okay if you want to study just Chinese, only Chinese. If you want to study also Japanese, oh, you're crazy. Why are you doing this to yourself? Don't do that. Trust me. You don't want this for yourself.
and that's how we turned into a motivational channel to like
Yeah,
stop
exactly.
hurting yourself and like
Yeah.
trying to do bad things. Anyway,
Exactly. Drink alcohol.
Fritella, you go.
Don't study Chinese.
Move on, move on.
Okay, I'm Fritella. I'm Italian too. I live somewhere in Italy.
Somewhere in Italy.
Somewhere in Italy. I don't want people at my door.
She doesn't know.
Yeah, we don't want people to stalk us, so it's
Sure,
better
sure,
if we
for
just say
Yeah.
Italy.
Yeah,
Tell it to speak.
Maybe he is the stalker.
plot
I'm one
twist.
of those.
Anyway,
That makes way too much sense.
yeah, I don't know what to say about me. I do cosplay, like kinda. Oh no. You're going to hear my mother screaming something from the door. So
Yeah,
let's
'cause we are
start
Italian,
it.
it's normal.
Exactly. Sì, dimmi mamma.
There he goes. There he goes.
Perfectly on point.
That is going to be amazing. Okay, like it's going to be like the gags, like you have TV shows that every once in a while they have like a 5 seconds pause that's like not a commercial but more like you know what I'm talking about? I can't explain it.
No.
Maybe
Fuck
not.
you.
My life is never endless string of pain. I wanna die.
Okay,
Okay,
that's
so-
And there goes two of them
Yeah.
wants to die.
going to die.
No,
Anyway,
I mean, if it's, I just want to die because of Chinese. If you remove Chinese from my life, it's fine.
I have a various
Guess
reasons to
normal
kill myself,
levels.
actually. Anyway,
Like the same goes for Fritella. If you remove her life from her life, she's going to be
I'm
fine.
going to be very happy. Anyway, no.
Okay, I think this podcast is not for people who want to commit suicide in the short term period because you're like pushing them to do it.
People don't do that.
Do we have to put like
Yeah.
a disclaimer like with new season of 13 Reasons Why? Like, please do not kill yourself.
Oh.
Anyway, yeah, I don't have much to say about me. I'm trying to look for a job, but
Yeah, I want to like let everyone understand that she's not just looking for a job. She's trying to look for a job. It's a double effort.
That's the previous
so
step.
difficult that
Listen.
you even have to try before trying. It's like
shut the fuck up. I just, yeah, I don't know how to add it. Anyway, yeah, the last thing I want to
Wait,
say.
did you just make it a
spent,
verb?
Like
Yeah.
9 hours to the hairdresser to get my hair pink. So yeah,
Oh, my
now I
hair
can
are blue.
start my career as a nigger. Thank you.
Mine's are blue. You're pink. I'm blue. That's cool.
Mine is brown.
Okay, nobody cares, so speak.
mine is gone.
Oh, okay. Okay.
No, actually no. I still
Really?
have my hair. No, I
okay.
still have it.
I hope for
Okay.
you. Anyway,
And anyway, so okay.
Okay.
I think we're done with the introductions, so we can move on to what's today's topic? A lot of shit. Okay.
Yeah,
we don't
Okay,
have
I
a
guess we can
start with mine.
topic, so
that's the actual
just-
topic.
Okay, let's start with mine because this is really funny. I've been thinking about it for a couple of days, and it is guilty pleasures.
Ta ta
But-
ta.
Not in the way that you usually would call them, because like
Okay.
traditionally a guilty pleasure is something that you like, but you're not supposed to like based on like what society agrees upon. Like if you like something that is considered bad. That is not what I want to say. Like what I
Okay.
mean by guilty pleasure is like things that you like,
Mm-hmm.
even
are
though you
illegal?
know that.
No?
No, even though they. I do
Like-
many things that are illegal. I don't
like
care.
eating raw pasta for me.
What? Why?
Yeah,
No,
because
that
it's
was later.
amazing.
Shut the fuck up. Let me talk. Let me finish my point.
my God.
No, I mean not the pasta, the pasta you eat like with tomato and stuff. You like the pastry that you use to
Okay,
make
okay, that's one is
bread
good.
and stuff like that.
Okay.
Yeah,
Speak-
exactly.
Shut the hell up. Okay. Exactly. So yeah, it's
Ohio.
more like things that we enjoy, but at the same time we know that they
we
don't
feel
give us
guilty
anything.
about.
Yeah, but not because they're bad, but just because they don't
Chocolate.
give us anything. Like I'll give you my example here
Okay.
immediately.
Okay.
I love Beyblades,
I mean, it's not
and
a guilty pleasure to me
it is guilty because like they
because
are-
you're 40 years old.
I'm not that young. Come on, I'm a little older. Than that.
I mean, but you are in
Uh,
Japan. If I live in Japan, I would buy a lot of Beyblade as well. Actually, I still have the one from when I was a kid playing with my brothers. So I can
Yeah.
totally understand you. Actually, also they are so cheap in Japan. So why not?
I just
Yeah,
think
that's
once
part
you're
of
in the
your
mood, I
problem,
think
but
it's
like,
fine.
okay,
I'll be the nerdiest nerd.
we're getting
in
guys,
whole
you're already
Japan.
getting off track.
Oh my God!
Christ.
Sorry.
we are turning this
So-
topic into Beyblade.
the-
Okay, so the idea is
Thank
that,
you.
like,
I was
it-
waiting for
the
that.
funny thing, no one is going to know that the
Bow,
opening
bow,
because
bow.
that's
You are
the
going
Italian
to-
version of the opening.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but like you can
probably.
edit in the background so everyone knows.
So you get
I can
copyright
do it. Yeah, I
strike
guess I'll do it.
and your channel get terminated.
I'll do it.
Should we do
I
that
will
again?
definitely do it.
No.
Oh, okay.
No.
Sorry.
So, yeah, the idea is that something that you really like,
Mhm.
and when you do it, it gives you a lot of pleasure. Like you enjoy it, but it doesn't give you anything because like there's nothing about it. You just throw a spinning top, spinning top,
okay.
and then
There's
like
something.
nothing happens. It's just like empty. It's like vapid. It's very very vapid.
I think there's something I'm doing right now that could fit this category.
That
What
is.
is it?
Chewing my nails.
Oh,
Okay.
I mean, it makes no sense, but I still actually like it. So
actually,
I don't
it gives
know.
you something bad, but
Yeah.
yeah, exactly.
It gives you a lot of nails.
oh,
Yeah.
you don't
Excuse
keep
me.
them, right?
No, I don't keep them. I have
Okay.
like a jar full of rotten nails that I use sometimes when I'm hungry.
It's a JoJo reference. Please just
I
tell
was
me
expecting
I'm not
something
the
like-
only one to get it.
I was expecting something like I don't keep them anymore.
Oh my God!
no,
You are-
I still keep them. I still keep them. Don't worry.
Oh,
Okay, that's fine.
are you Yoshikage Kira or something?
Exactly.
What the hell is that? Wait,
I
the
don't
name
know,
is
is it?
familiar.
JoJo
I
reference.
should remember
JoJo
that.
reference. You should
Ah,
watch
okay.
JoJo.
Yeah,
Absolutely
JoJo.
fucking
Okay, I tried watching JoJo.
Read it.
Okay, that's what
I
I'm
watched
going to
it,
do
but
because
I don't remember the
I
names.
can't watch it because I don't know. I don't like the way it looks. Like I
No,
watched
no,
the
no.
first
Just read it.
season. There's like so much CG that I hate. So it's like I'll try
yeah,
the manga.
The first season is not the best animated things in the world, but I think I started with the
God, I
fifth
hope
one.
so.
Yeah, it's like JoJo is a
It's
guilty
pretty
pleasure,
good.
actually.
JoJo is good.
JoJo's a guilty pleasure.
Yeah, I mean, it makes no sense
Yeah.
either, but I mean, it's good. It's good to watch.
I have a friend of mine who
Read
photoshopped.
And you feel
JoJo.
guilty at the end.
Guys,
You feel
read
guilty
it.
because yeah, exactly. Reading is maybe it's better.
Yeah, trust me.
manga.
I feel like you're contaminating
It's a
my
milestone.
point. Like, a
Oh,
lot.
sorry.
Anyway, I don't know.
Nick, Kino, tell us your guilty pleasure then.
More than Beyblade.
I-
Exactly.
I think it's basically that.
okay.
But is it like a fetish or something like that? I mean,
I hope no.
okay, it's
we'll-
like one step lower, right?
Yeah, we'll have a podcast about fetishes one day. Don't worry.
Okay.
about it.
Okay.
Okay.
Let's,
Don't
let's
spoiler
open
anything
my
then.
Instagram. Let's go to the unread messages. Okay. I think I have a lot to contribute to that topic.
Yeah, that is going to be fun. That's going to be a lot.
My unread messages list is empty, actually. Sad face.
Yeah.
Let me see.
Anyway,
It's going to try.
Whoa.
I just lost my headphones. Sorry.
Okay.
Okay, for a moment I thought, okay, she fell from the chair.
Yeah, I
But
thought the
immediately-
same.
No,
Okay, so you're
I
fine.
finally-
fell from many things, but
She finally accomplished her goal, dying.
Well,
Okay.
fine.
Well, yeah. Do you have something more,
interesting than
anything
Beyblades.
that's not like biting your nails?
More guiltier than Beyblades.
I think in a way, doing cosplay is basically
Oh yes.
it doesn't give you anything. Basically,
Yes,
you
you
just waste money.
Yeah, you spend a lot of money for looking like a character, and then maybe you don't even like how it turns out. So yeah, but it's fun, and you do it anyway. So it could be actually.
I mean, I wouldn't
Exactly.
consider it a guilty pleasure because you can still like make money out of it, I guess.
yeah, but we are not
Yeah,
at that
kinda.
level. I mean, I'm not at that level, so
But you can.
Yeah, you can kinda.
yeah,
And
but
like you get things like you even like how do I explain it? It's like even though like
I don't think you earn more than you spend in actual clothes and
You
stuff
can
like that.
you can actually.
that's not what I'm talking about. No, I'm not talking
No.
about money now.
You can keep it quite
It's-
even actually.
I mean, it could be like a hobby, cosplaying, so I don't consider it
Yeah,
like
that's more like
a guilty
I
pleasure
consider
as
it
well.
a hobby. Like
Yeah.
the idea of like a guilty pleasure is a hobby that is specifically like time and money consuming, and like it doesn't give you anything more than the moment when you do it.
Well,
that's
that's
cosplay.
it. Yeah, exactly.
That's
it.
Is it
cosplay,
like
actually. Yeah.
Is it that
Yeah, like
much?
you're happy just when you are in cosplay, and maybe not the whole time, because sometimes you find something that is wrong with your costume, and you're like,
Yeah,
"Fuck, I look like
exactly.
shit," and then
You
maybe you are
spend
happy.
That's
You
why you're
spend
sad and depressed and
many
stuff like
years for like a professional falsetto. You receive the picture, and you're like, "Oh, I look disgusting."
Yes, exactly. So basically, it's just
Amazing.
wasting money, and maybe you are happy for a few hours with it, and then if you're not wearing it, you are like, "Okay, it's in the closet."
Okay, so
and
maybe I get it.
yeah.
I think you're right actually.
So
The
I
moment
mean, if
when
you,
I
if-
open the new package is the only time I feel alive.
that. That sounds so sad.
like you know when you have an idea you want to do that character, and you imagine the makeup, the costume, and everything, then you spend a lot of money, and then you do that, and then you look at yourself and you're like, oh, I really look like shit, and you just waste money, and
I'm a disappointment.
yeah, and you're not even happy.
No. Exactly.
Yeah, I know the
it's-
feeling. I know the
that's
feeling.
As
I mean,
anything
I don't
else,
think I
don't
have
know.
anything else.
I like trashy trashy movies like 90s like Lizzie McGuire film movies.
Ooh, that
or,
definitely
like,
counts as
Oh,
guilty
trash
pleasure.
movies, yeah. It's amazing. Horror movies that aren't actually horror.
No, I don't
because,
like,
like-
horror actually.
I mean, I like it, but you can't find real horror movies anymore. It's a lot of shit and stuff that like are made just to make some money out of it.
Yeah, with jump scares everywhere. I hate
Yeah.
jump scares. I get easily scared, so I don't watch watch horror movies.
Maybe it's like that you just get used to them, and at the end of the day, you like don't feel that horror mood anymore. So
Yeah,
that's probably
probably.
why when you are keen to watching a horror movie, at the end, you don't like them anymore. Or maybe you just grow up and you like maybe movies that are a bit like less subtle and give you like I don't know, deeper meaning or stuff like that.
Okay. Yes. Suppose I don't do much in my life, so I can't argue with that.
The LastKinosaur dead or
I
No,
don't
I'm
know.
here. I was
Okay.
just drinking.
we're just drinking sake?
Sake.
What?
Okay, what did you say?
Sake.
I think it's yes. It's
Sake or sake?
sake.
Sake. It's
Why
Japanese.
sake? Why did you say
It's
sake?
Japanese.
No, I
Yeah,
just
it's
said
not like-
sake.
Sake.
Sake is bamboo. You don't drink
Yeah,
bamboo.
except well, you can eat it
Really?
if you're a panda.
Yeah, you can eat it.
You
but
can eat it, but you can't drink it.
That's
Also,
another
you
guilty
know,
pleasure.
You're talking about alcohol and horror movies. So something I remembered something like when I was in Osaka with my coworkers. We were drunk, and we were in a hostel that was very old, and we were watching an horror movie. That the set was in Japan, in old Japan, and so it was, such an experience. We were drunk in Japan in a house like the same in the movie.
Oh boy.
Yeah,
Amazing.
yeah, not really. We didn't slept, but
Kinda.
You didn't know how to reach home and stuff like that.
What?
What?
You maybe didn't know how to reach home and stuff like that.
No, we were at home. The hostel.
Ah, okay, sorry.
Yeah. Yes,
okay,
we were
sorry.
in the hostel where we were working, and it was also our home, and
Okay,
it was the same as the house in the movie. That was another movie in Japan,
Amazing.
and we were drunk, so
You were living in a haunted house, like so. And
Yes, also because actually it really happened that we heard really weird noise in the hostel.
Okay.
Like, I'll just say this, then we can go on with the topic we have. Like, it was like 3 in the night or in the morning, I don't know. And I was talking with an American guy in a living room, and at some point we heard a really weird noise. It was like, psst, okay.
And he turned into a wolf.
No, and we were like, what the hell? And it was coming from the kitchen. So the American guy was like, okay, don't worry, I'll protect you. I'll just go and see what is it. Okay, so he went in the kitchen.
Kawaii.
What?
Yes.
Is that a real
alive?
thing?
Yes, it really looked like an horror movie, and I was like, oh fuck, we are dead. Okay.
Didn't you trust the American guy?
No, it's like how every horror movie starts, like people going
but-
to check what's wrong, and I think
Was he black?
No.
I'm fucked.
Yes.
My
My argument that
So it just
my
went in the
argument
kitchen.
that those movies don't make sense because those things
can
never
do
happen
it.
in reality.
Yes,
is
but
fucked.
it happens.
I can't do anything
It
anymore.
happens actually. So he went in the kitchen, and it was like the rice cooking machine that was doing this noise, like psst,
Okay.
And
What the fuck
we
was that
were so
machine?
scared actually because the kitchen was close to the living room, and if you want to go in the kitchen, you had to pass through the living room, and we saw really no one going in the kitchen, so no one could have turned it on. And so like, okay, there is a spirit that wants some rice. Okay, you can take it. Okay, just take it. Do whatever you want, but please don't harm us. And
It's just a friendly ghost who wants some rice.
yes, just please.
Yeah,
Okay,
exactly.
okay, fine. Really, that
Yes,
was,
you please.
and we weren't drunk, so I
Okay,
mean,
this time
I
no.
mean,
that was
if you say so.
no, trust me, because we were too lazy for going to the 7-Eleven for buying alcohol. So trust me, we weren't
And
drunk.
we weren't drunk, said Rain with a bottle of sake in her hand.
No.
Not drunk.
Trust me. And so
We
there
were
was
not
this,
drunk.
I don't know, this spirit or something that wanted some rice, and we were like, okay, nice. I don't know, maybe it was a yokai or something. So okay, nice.
Just like
That's a story that could give me a lot of chills.
Maybe it was a drunk
So we're
yokai.
there.
Yeah, could be actually. In Osaka there is really a lot of alcohol.
Yeah.
A lot of sake. I'm not gonna learn
No,
this word.
A lot
there
of
is
what?
guys, there is no sake here. There is no sake.
There is the sake, which is the bamboo, right?
What was it?
No, take.
I don't remember. Sorry, guys.
Guys, you study Japanese. Why didn't you get it?
No. I studied Japanese, but I didn't hear clearly. So
I said we have no sake.
oh god.
Which I don't remember what the fuck it means.
Okay.
It's happiness. Come on.
Oh, okay. That's why I don't know what the fuck it means.
Exactly. Okay.
Okay.
Except when you unbox like a clothes
Okay.
from
Yeah,
cosplay.
I think we have exhausted this point, which is not even the point we were talking about.
Yes.
but it's
No,
fine.
I don't think we're going to follow too
We
much
want off
the
track,
point.
yeah.
Yeah, you're probably. That's fine. Don't care.
This is
What's
the
the next one?
podcast about anyway.
Next topic.
Who wants to add one?
I think you had another one, Kino, right?
Yeah,
You
but
got
I
one.
want to give it to one of you now because
Okay,
fucking
maybe.
democracy. I hate democracy, but we live in a democratic system, so
Well,
Makes sense.
I mean, to me, you can take control. Don't worry. However, maybe we can
be
talk-
careful of what you wish.
yeah.
You can take control.
Be careful of what you wish and keep your hands over your pants.
What?
Okay, I'm gonna do it.
Okay.
I'm gonna take it for granted. Actually,
Okay.
maybe we can move on with the topic I brought up about living alone.
Yeah.
Since
Yeah.
Kino, you just
I'm interested in that.
just not just, but you moved in Japan, and how long?
Again, we're going to
have you been living
censor
there?
where you're living.
I don't remember.
What?
Is it like
In the
1
north.
year? Kino?
What? What is 1 year?
How long have
Uh,
you been living in Japan?
Exactly. 1 year?
Like 5 months, guys.
5
Not that
months?
long.
Yeah, really?
But
Yes.
if you add up the 3 months at the beginning,
I mean, okay. Those were like 3 months where I traveled, so I don't know if they count.
I mean,
But like,
do you-
let's say
like if you live in a hostel, does it count like living alone? It's a little bit
Yeah.
different.
especially
No,
if there
also-
are like spirits and ghosts.
also
You
I
had
didn't-
a
I
neighbor,
didn't
like,
spend-
no, you had
You
a
live
house
so
with
alone.
your
Yeah.
friendly
Also,
ghost.
I didn't spend
house.
more than 10 days in any place I went to, so like I wouldn't call it like that's just traveling. I wouldn't call it living alone. It's just traveling alone.
Okay.
Well, that's
But yeah,
fine.
for, like,
So 5
for-
months.
if it's living alone, I've been living here for 5 months now, and it's great. I love it.
So do you guys live with your parents or do you live alone?
I lived alone for like 3 years when I was in Bologna doing my university, and now I'm
Yeah.
home, and I really want to go back living alone, really, really much, because like once you
That's
get
why you
used
want
to
some
like
money.
yeah, once you get used to like do things on your own term, like going back
Yeah,
living
yeah.
with your parents, it's like
Yeah.
It's completely
Yep.
different.
yeah,
Sound of
it's-
work.
Like
It's
I,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
annoying.
I live with my parents, and I've always lived with my parents. Actually, just last year I went to Japan for 2 months and a half, and I was in this hostel with
With your
With the-
With this
friendly
American
ghosts.
guy
yes,
Yeah.
who
and,
died
actually, I mean,
because of the ghost.
I don't know. It was different because it wasn't my home. You know, it was a hostel. I had a room with my coworkers and everything. But you know, I tried to be on my own, and I didn't have to study because I was just skipping university, and it was great. It was really
Like
great.
every good Italian does.
Yes. So
Best part of your life.
I would like to do that again, like living on my own, even if it's in a hostel. It's okay.
with a ghost as a
Yeah,
roommate.
I mean that ghost just wanted rice, so it's fine.
Yeah,
And I can buy rice for the ghost.
yeah, to work
Maybe
to
it's a
sustain
protective
you,
ghost.
both you and your ghost.
Yeah, and so it was really nice actually. But I was traveling as well. I mean, I was working there, but as soon as I had a day off or something, I was always traveling. So it's a little bit different anyway.
Okay, good.
Okay,
Kino, what about
before,
you?
Yeah, because Speep, I think you're going to tell that story. So before you tell that story, I'm going to say something about living alone, which is
Yeah.
I like most of it. Like, I don't think doing chores or like any of that is a big problem. What I think is a big problem for me is that living alone makes me really relaxed but it also makes me really, really lazy.
Yeah, sure. For
I
sure.
don't
So-
know.
You procrastinate more. You put things
Yeah,
off.
'cause-
I
don't know,
I
like,
already do
I-
that even if I live with my parents, actually.
Yeah,
know?
I,
That
I,
doesn't
don't
help.
I don't notice like a really big difference for me.
Yes.
Okay, no,
Depends-
'cause
depends on your
with
parents.
my parents, yes.
If
But
they're
like, okay,
strict, if they like let you do a lot of things that you're not supposed to do, like sleeping, like until 12 o'clock in the morning. You know.
Yeah.
no, it's not even just that. It's that like, okay, now again, I'm starting we started this podcast. I'm starting a YouTube channel. I have a blog that I run with Patrick and Goose. And so like I have things to do, but like being alone here, like sometimes I don't know, it's hard to get to work because I'm just fucking around and like I open a YouTube video and like there's no one stopping me from watching YouTube for 20 hours.
Well,
So
Yeah,
I
like,
think you have a problem with YouTube.
yeah.
I do as well.
I have many
Oh my
problems.
God.
Like YouTube is the smallest one, so this
Maybe you
That's
just
fine.
make the most out of your time, and still you like do things the way you prefer. So it sounds like to you it sounds like doing things in a lazy way, but it's not actually.
no,
like that.
I am definitely doing things in a lazy way. Like
Okay. At least
Yeah,
from the
like-
way
you're sure about that.
like the way I see it is that okay, I have to like make this new video that I have the ideas for. So in my mind, I should just sit down and write the script because it doesn't take that long to actually write it for me. Like I work really fast when I work,
Yeah.
but that's
When
the
you
point,
work.
when I actually work. And for me,
I know the feeling.
working alone is hard. While if I have someone that's working, I don't know, I work much better if there's someone else that's also working because I don't know the reason. I just feel more motivated.
Yeah, actually,
So-
Yeah.
it's the
I
same
love
for
being
me.
alone.
Like, for
It's
example,
like
I
they,
love living
they
alone,
working.
But I would rather have like someone that's also here that we don't have to interact, but
yes.
we
No,
can
I-
both work and like,
I'm a
just seeing
complete
them work
opposite.
will make me work.
No, like
I'm a
you know,
complete opposite. I work better when
Oh,
I have
really?
no one around. Like, get the fuck out, let me do things. Let me just, like, be in my pajama and working around things. No, I don't like having people around. That's why I actually lived better alone. Actually, the thing is, like, you feel lazy because, like, you have no one to tell you to do things when you procrastinate, so you can procrastinate forever, kinda.
Yeah,
I do the same
Until
even
you
if I
die.
have people that tell me that I shouldn't.
Yeah,
actually.
but like it's there's no the stress of telling people, yeah, I'll do it. Okay, and
That's-
then
yes,
do
that's
not, and they make you feel guilty because you're not doing that. So anyway, no, I don't like working with other people around. I just rather do things on my own. I'm like a little bit antisocial, I think.
Like, you
To
just come
list
in.
of problems, hey.
I think like I'm in between because I like to work on my own and to do my own stuff, but I know that if I do that alone, I'm going to get distracted a lot. While if I have someone, I don't know, maybe next to me, like for example, when you are in the library or something, I see someone else that is studying, I am like, I have to do the same. So I'm like, I shouldn't procrastinate because I'm here for this and everyone else is doing the same, so I should do that. I don't know, it's stupid. It's like, okay, there is someone next to me, I shouldn't act like a stupid person, like the one I am. if I'm alone, I'm like...
You pretend that you're like productive.
Yeah, and then I'm
So
really
that
productive.
works.
And if I'm alone, like I start studying, and then, oh yes, let me check my phone. Oh wait, I should play a little bit with my Switch. I should do that. I should do this, and so.
I should play a little
Yeah.
bit. But
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, I do get
my Switch is
distracted,
watching me
actually.
like, please come and play with me.
Exactly. Or like,
You're
you
like,
know,
pro
sometimes
Switch.
that's weird. Like I'm studying Chinese, for example. I don't remember how to read one character. You say character for yeah.
Yeah.
And-
I don't know how they call it in Chinese.
It's Hanzi, but anyway.
Okay, no.
It's
No thanks.
like the Japanese, it's the Chinese version of kanji. It's literally the same
Okay.
word. But well, anyway, I don't know how to read one,
Fantastic.
so I just take my phone and have a look. How do you read that? And okay, fine. I should just stop with my phone. And then no, I just don't do that. I just start scrolling with social network and starting with games I have on my phone, and goes on for hours.
I know the feeling.
And then I'm back to my Chinese book, and I'm like, oh, I read just one sentence. Oh, it's been 3 hours. Oh, okay,
Yeah, okay.
fine.
Okay, Rain.
I do
so-
too, like, get very distracted, but I usually get, like, I have clear, like, schedule for what I have to do, so in the end, I get distracted, but I kind of do the things I have to do, so I don't...
You're amazing. I can't do that.
No, I'm not, actually, but I'm just, like, really panicked, I guess, because, like, I'm not studying, I'm gonna fail, but
she's
I'm
just in
gonna
a constant
fail.
state of panic. That's her life.
Yeah.
I mean, I
To me-
panic.
So,
I
wait,
panic the whole time,
wait a second.
even if I'm procrastinating. But still procrastinating, you know.
Yeah, that's obvious.
Yeah, I think
So wait,
you have
Rain,
to find the
I understand.
balance.
I understand that thing about like not wanting to be the one that's fucking around when the other people around are working, and I kind of relate to that. But for me, it's mostly because I do mainly creative work, like
Mm-hmm.
writing, like making things. So for me, the idea is that if I have someone else that's doing creative work, it's just the inspiration. Like
Oh yes.
I get inspired,
Yeah.
and it's easy. It's easier when there's someone else doing it because I don't know. Like I feel like if it works like a battery. I don't know how to explain it.
Yeah, I know the feeling.
Makes sense. Yes.
To me, it's just like I like background noises, especially people. I don't know why. People talking and stuff like that. So, for example, when I was in London and I was studying stuff like English and other stuff and programming, because I'm an IT
Here it
programmer,
comes.
by the way.
Here it comes.
No, I'm not going that way. There, I prefer to like study in Starbucks and chains like those, like Cafe
That's
Nero
interesting.
and stuff like that. Because it's more productive to me compared to just studying at home where I had my desk and my
that's-
space,
That's
my
the
silent
same.
space.
That's the same for me, but I think
Yeah.
it depends on the subject that you are studying.
Yeah, sure.
Because for some subjects, I think I won't be able to study in a place like Starbucks, while for other it would be perfectly fine. So that's what I did when I was at university, you know, when you could go to the city and follow the
Yeah,
lessons
yeah.
there and everything. But yes, it helps you because like it's the environment. It's like you have the right mood and the right
Exactly.
place and everything. You just chill, but still being productive.
It's like a state of mind,
Yeah.
completely different.
Yes.
However,
I can't.
I can't
I
relate
can't
to
do-
anything
No,
like
really?
that, but okay,
No. Wait.
Absolutely.
I can't. For me, I can't do anything if I'm surrounded by people I'm not intimate with. Like, let's say I have to write like a page of something. If like I'm in the middle of people that I don't personally know and aren't my close friends, which are also like they know what I'm doing, that I'm writing things, I can't write a single word. It just
I love studying with strangers around.
it blocks
I don't
me.
know why.
It blocks me. I can't do anything with strangers.
Really?
Yeah, I don't like having strangers around, but if I have people I'm comfortable around, I'm just going to chat and
Yes.
get distracted.
Same.
It's like when if I'm home alone, I can get distracted by my phone, but then I have like it's like it's the same. It's finding a balance between like being lazy and being panicked. When like the level of panic surpasses the one of being lazy, I start studying again. So no, I don't like being around people. I tried when I was studying for my thesis to
tried.
go. Yeah, I tried to
before
go
giving
like
up.
no,
I really tried.
I tried to end my thesis. Anyway, what was I saying? Yeah, I tried to
so
go to
hard.
the library, but I
Not your
was like,
place.
no, I couldn't focus on anything. Absolutely. Also, I usually study in my pajama with like
Yeah.
Agree.
mug of like mate,
Yes,
which
wow.
is I think it's from Argentina. It's basically kind of mixed with tea and coffee. and I
Okay.
drink massive amount of that. Basically, I just dope myself with caffeine and study like for as long as I need. I don't know. I don't like.
I
I
think
don't
it
like
depends.
people.
Depends on the person you are.
Yeah.
However, I don't know why and how we went from living alone to studying and the way of studying.
I don't know. I think it
It's
was my
fine.
fault because I kind of turned it into the things
yeah.
I can't do alone. So I guess it was my
It was
fault.
you.
Yeah,
But
it's fine.
Spip, you had a story.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to
With
hear
this
that.
famous story.
I just
Nah,
want to
it's a
hang
stupid thing.
back on my chair with my alcohol and listen.
Oh my
Please,
god.
go on.
Okay.
So
No,
go
I
on.
mean,
Stage is yours.
okay, the start. I actually lived alone some months. I don't know. I should count them up. I should sum them up, but I don't know. It was 7 months when I worked in Trento with a friend of mine, and then I lived in London 3 months, and also one day when I was I'm 24 years old now, and when I was 21, I think 22. Yeah, no, 21, I think. I just decided out of the blue to leave and leave my city and go working in another city in the United Kingdom. And I actually didn't know where to go. So I just
That's
closed
a good
my
start.
eyes. Yeah, exactly. I closed my eyes and I pointed my fingers towards a random point in Google Maps.
Really?
Yeah. Okay.
It looks like a movie, not something that you
Yeah.
really do.
I just wanted to try.
And where did you end up?
I ended up going to Cardiff, which is
Okay.
okay.
At least it's a big city.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's not that big actually, but
I mean, yes,
it's fine.
You could have ended up somewhere lost
In Africa, yeah.
in the middle of Australia, trying to catch.
Okay,
Or in the middle of the
so I'm going to
ocean.
the UK, and then you end up in Africa. What? Something wrong
That's
here.
another
I
story.
think geography is not your
It's not my strongest point.
cup of tea.
Yes.
And
However,
that's how every single commenter from Africa tried to kill us.
No.
They
I mean,
basically-
it's just a
Nothing-
totally
nothing
different
wrong with
place.
Africa, but it
yeah,
just said
exactly.
UK.
Africa is amazing. However, I went to Cardiff and I started knocking at McDonald's and Burger King's door and asking whether they were hiring or not. With my resume in my hand, and I was like,
Can
"Are you
please
hiring?"
give me a job?
Yeah, exactly. And at the end, after 1 week,
And where were you staying? Like in a hotel or something?
at the beginning, I was
Under a
staying in a
bridge?
hotel, but it was really expensive. And
Of
at the
course.
end, eventually, I found an hostel
Okay.
where I lived for 2 months, for 1 month. Sorry, 1
Mm-hmm.
month and a half, I think. That was awful. However, I found this place, Burger King. And I remember that I didn't even know English that well. I mean, not that well because I'm not so good, but I was worse at the time. So I was there, are you hiring? Oh, at the end I found this place and they were like, okay, don't worry. You can start tomorrow. And it was like, really?
Wow, that was easy.
So
Okay.
exactly the day after.
I should try that.
Yeah,
And
you can
that's
try.
how,
It's easy.
and that's how he found out he was working at a brothel.
Oh.
No, that wasn't. However,
You
yeah, I
sure?
started. What? Sure. Sorry.
What?
What did you say? Are you sure?
Are you sure you weren't working in a brothel?
No. I was working.
No,
in this,
he's not sure.
I'm not sure.
I don't remember much of those moments.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
I
they're
think
really
they dragged me most of the time.
Oh my
exactly. They're not that clear. However, I started there, and I ended up working at the as a cashier at the till. And I remember that at the beginning, I didn't even know how to count money, how to distinguish the coins, because
Oh,
I
God.
wasn't, yeah, exactly. So what I did, I started like the first day, and it was awful because I didn't even know what is this, what is like 20.
How did you not get fired?
Yeah, because I don't
They
know
were
how, but in the end,
desperate.
I settled
I
it.
don't know how.
Yeah, I settled down pretty quickly actually, and I got used to the job and to the like way of working there, which is actually really quick. You know, you have to do and learn things quickly. And I found that I am actually really good at like doing the cashier at the Burger King, because
Okay.
in a week I was like one of the fastest guys, and I like at the till I had at the end of the day 700-800 pounds
Okay.
at the till, and which is like a really good amount of money. So it means that you're really fast at serving people. Okay. However, this is not the story. The story starts when I actually, just to open a parenthesis. I don't know if I can say that in English, but
I don't know,
however,
but I understood, so.
yeah, exactly, whatever. The second month I found a new job in a supermarket, just because I looked nice to the boss of the supermarket, because I usually
Oh,
like went to this supermarket,
yeah.
and people there were really nice, the employees, and they kept on asking me like, hello, how is it going? To me, how it's going is like you have to like respond and talk about your day. So I were like,
Yeah, but they just ask
They
it and they
just
don't want an
didn't want to
answer.
hear you. Yeah.
yeah, exactly, that's
It's
normal.
just like a way for saying hello. Like
Exactly, it's a
when-
formal thing.
Yes, like when
And
I
I didn't know it.
When I discovered that, I was in Ireland, and the family that's where I was staying, like the dad at some point just looked at me and told me, "Why do you keep answering my how are you? You are
Yeah,
not supposed to
exactly.
answer." And I was like,
The
"What the
same.
fuck? So why are you asking?" And was like, "Wait, you just say that. You don't have to answer." And I was like, "Okay, fine."
I just
Exactly.
imagine
Is that a
like
thing?
the
Is that a thing
cashier
they do?
like, how are you? And you're like talking about your day, and they're like, I don't give a fuck. Just take your
Yes.
shit. And leave."
Exactly.
Yes, and
exactly.
they act like they
The
didn't
same.
ask, but they actually asked, and you're so confused. Like, why did
British
you
are with the
ask?
people.
No, wait, like, do they actually do that? They just ask you, like,
Yeah.
yeah, how's it going? Just
Yes,
without expecting
it's
an
just
answer?
like
Yeah.
hello.
How it's
How are
going?
you?
It's like hello. You don't
yes.
have to. You're not supposed to answer.
Okay.
It's just a way
That's
for
your back.
greeting the others, but they don't really want an answer. You just say that. I think that's they.
Like, I know it's a way of greeting, but I didn't know, like, you were actually, like, you shouldn't answer.
Yeah, because
like,
it's
I
No,
know
just-
it's not like
I know you don't
shouldn't.
have to answer, but I didn't know you shouldn't
But at
answer.
least like everything's fine, thank you. I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. At most, you're not expected to like talk about your whole day, as I did.
Well, of
Well,
course, that's
well,
obvious.
Yes, but it's like I mean, they made me understand that they use it because they don't want to know, but they just say that. So that's why I said you are not supposed to answer. Like I mean, you can answer, but they are going to be like, yes, I don't care. Because
Okay.
Exactly.
it's not what they wanted to
Fuck
say.
you. Then don't ask
Yeah,
me.
that's not what they wanted to say. They say that, but it's just like the same if they say just hello for them.
Then fucking say
Okay,
hello.
just don't ask me
Yeah,
how I'm
I
doing.
totally agree. I was like, really, I was in Ireland, so I was struggling so much just for the way they were talking. Also because I was really, I mean, it was maybe 5 years ago, so I was struggling with their way of talking, and then he said like this, and I was like, really? Oh, you crazy? Really? Seriously? Why? Just why? Doesn't have any sense, actually.
No.
I mean, I think it's like bound in their language, and they're just were born with it, and they don't care about your response. It's like normal to them. They're gonna do it anyway. So
Yeah,
they keep on
but
like
I think-
saying,
Well,
"How's it
anyways-
going?"
Anyway, I
Speak.
think we
Yeah,
we
anyway,
lost
sorry.
the point
Yeah.
again.
Yeah, I'm running out of alcohol. Please continue.
Oh my
Okay,
god.
so to me, in my case, I looked nice to the employees
Oh.
and polite, because I was like, yeah, it was fine, or maybe no, it wasn't so much fine because I did this and yada 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 and blah blah blah. So at the end, the boss came to me and said, "Do you want to work here? Because
Really?
you look nice."
Just
And
like
I was
this.
like, "Okay." So I started working there for like another month and a half. However, at that point, I had just found new accommodation, which was shared house, and I had like the smallest room because I was really poor at the time. And this house was completely brand new. It was just made out of the blue.
Okay.
It was just built. Okay.
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 So I was the first person living there. It was completely new. The first day when I came in, I didn't have anything at all, like covers, shit. Sorry, not shit. Shit. Shits.
You had a lot of shit, actually.
I don't have. I can't distinguish it. However, shits. I don't know.
No, actually,
Whatever
actually,
you need.
he
Whatever
was-
you need. It was like
He was
forks,
so poor.
spoons.
He was
yeah.
so poor that he didn't have food or shit.
I just or shit. I just bought an electric heater, as far as I remember. A cover.
Mhm.
No, maybe not a cover. Yeah. Okay, now
Like a
remember.
blanket, what?
Yeah, exactly. I went there. I went to
think
the
you got
supermarket.
shits. Didn't you get shits? I think you got
Just
Yeah,
a blanket,
exactly.
it's
Please
fine.
stop.
Okay,
Stop fixing on the shit.
okay, that's what I did. I cooked pasta
Of course.
inside a pan.
What?
Okay,
Okay.
a pan, one to fry things. Okay,
a
Okay.
frying
Fry
pan.
pan.
Yes.
a frying pan, exactly, because it was thick enough to fit just one layer of pasta covered by water, because I didn't have anything else to like boil the water.
Really?
Okay, and I ate the pasta out of the pan with a fork. No, not with a fork, with a knife, because there weren't any fork.
You
And that
serious?
knife, I found that knife in the corner of a room. It was like, I don't know why, it was there, covered in dust, and I had to use that.
Maybe
Because
maybe
I
a
don't- I
crime
didn't
was
have any
committed
friends.
there, and the knife was
You-
you
you
know
were
the
eating, yeah,
weapon
the-
that they used and
Exactly.
You eat
It was the
pasta
scene of a
with, like,
murder.
exactly. With a murder weapon. Okay.
Oh my god.
Exactly.
Well,
However-
It's not even
tasty.
over. It's not even over.
It's not over because
How is it the,
the first
taste
day
of murder?
it's good.
Okay.
Okay, so this is what happened. I went to a supermarket. I don't remember, a shop where I bought some sheets. Okay,
Okay.
but the sheets for the bed, the thinnest ones. Okay,
Yeah.
and I at the time I didn't know. I didn't know. I couldn't distinguish between the sheets and the covers. I didn't know the difference. I thought that the sheets were the thick covers, okay, to cover yourself
Okay.
up. And it was winter, so it was freaking cold. So I went
Okay.
there, I bought an electric heater, thanks God, some sheets, and nothing else, I think.
Didn't you have a blanket?
No, I didn't.
You said
So-
before that you had.
No, he had
No.
shits.
Ah,
I
just
made a
sheets, okay.
mistake. I just bought some sheets, okay? By the time I unboxed it, I unpacked those sheets,
Mhm.
I found out that they were sheets and not covers. And it was like, fuck, it's freaking cold, because the heating system wasn't working at the time, because the house, as I told you, was brand new. So what I did, I went to the
Oh my
to the
God.
next room of mine,
Yeah.
which was an amazing room, and I took the curtains from the room and I used the curtains as covers, okay? And I didn't even have a pillow, so what I did, I grabbed some dirty clothes that I had, I put them in a bag, in a
Oh my
plastic
God.
bag, and I used those clothes as a pillow, okay?
Okay.
But the story doesn't end here, because
Okay.
I was too lazy and poor, actually, to buy a new covers and pillows. I had to save some money. I actually ate from the supermarket the things that was expired.
Yes.
I took them home because they actually weren't actually expired. They just expired, so they were
Yeah.
actually
Yeah,
still
like
good.
they are cheaper.
I've eaten
Exactly.
like
No, they were free because
yeah, yeah,
otherwise
yeah.
it's-
Free?
Oh, free?
Yeah, because-
they can't sell you when something is
Exactly.
expired. You cannot sell it, so you can donate it, but you can't
Oh,
sell
okay,
it.
okay.
I've
You can
eaten
donate it to me.
like expired
At the
ice
time.
cream, and I'm not dead, so I guess it's
Okay,
Exactly.
no, because like usually supermarket just sell things that are closer to the
Exactly.
expire date.
This in a
For-
discounted
for-
price.
yes,
as well.
yes. But I didn't know that
Exactly.
they could give it for free.
No, I mean
I've never seen it.
I was an employee. That's why.
Ah, okay,
Ah,
Yeah,
okay,
I was
okay,
employed.
okay.
I don't know in the UK, but here in Italy, like when something is expired or closer to expiring, like you can donate it like to charity or something like that, but you cannot sell it.
Yeah, but
anywhere.
actually
Yeah,
they have
sure.
some really strict rules about what you can donate
Yeah.
about food. Like, for example, I don't know, I know about McDonald's because I know someone that's
Yeah, I
working there, and like they can't give what they, maybe they make something more and nobody takes it, and they can't donate because they have really strict rules and everything.
Yeah, but I think because that's
Yeah.
like fresh food,
Yeah,
when
I don't
it's
know.
something
I
like
don't really know. Yeah.
packed, like I think. it's
Yeah, I think it should be
less-
completely packed and
Yeah.
exact.
Okay,
However,
so go on.
anyways, it's almost done. However, what I did, I kept on sleeping that
my
way. Okay,
Oh my god.
for like 1 month.
No.
And I remember one of the last days where I was there. There was a guy, the guy who bought the room next to mine.
Mm-hmm.
Who the first day
Oh my
I
god.
remember because the actual walls were really weren't thick. They were really like
Thin.
subtle and exactly
Thin.
thin. They were really
Okay.
thin, and I could hear completely everything. Okay,
Oh no.
so I remember him like phoning the householder
Oh
and
my
asking
God.
her, my curtains are missing. Where are they? and I was like
Oh my
covered
God.
in these curtains, and I felt like shit because of that.
Oh god.
I never told him that.
Of course.
However,
You burned
However-
that curtains.
one of the last nights where I was there, we had like an alarm, a smoking alarm.
Okay.
Which was actually not so good. It was like a bit broken, and in fact, one night it went off, and it was like,
course.
I was still sleeping,
Okay.
obviously wrapped in my curtains, mine. And I remember
Obviously.
my
Obviously
roommate
wrapped in my
knocking on my
curtains.
door. I wasn't answering because I was sleeping. So he slammed the door.
Oh,
I mean,
God.
he
Oh my
opened the
God.
door completely. It was like, fuck, we have to go out. And he saw me covered in his curtains and sleeping with a bag full of dirty clothes as a pillow.
Oh god.
Oh my god.
I woke
poor
up
guy.
and I was like, I can explain. And he was like, fuck, get the fuck out of here now. And I was like, no.
Oh god.
I think that's one of the most worst moments of my life. For real.
I don't
I mean,
even know
this is
how
a story.
what to say about this story. It's just so.
Yeah.
It just was poor
Have you-
and completely
Have you ever,
fucked up.
ever heard anything more ghetto?
More?
Well, actually,
Ghetto.
it is quite extreme.
Yeah.
Sleeping in curtains.
Yeah, it wasn't like the
Well-
best experience of my life. I mean, it was
No.
actually interesting.
Well,
Okay,
sure.
so
Yeah.
I
it was
guess.
something I
What
will
was the
remember
color
for
of
my
the
entire life.
curtains?
It was like brownish.
Oh my god.
Were they actually like warm or like?
Yeah, they were actually good.
Well, I know that
I
if
mean,
I'm
it
in
was the best
trouble, I
option.
can sleep in curtains. Thank
You know, that actually makes me laugh a lot because a friend of mine once was speaking in English, and he said something like, "Oh, so I'll just go to bed, relax, and put my curtains on instead of." And so we were like, "Your curtains? You sure you used the right word?" And I couldn't imagine that someone really did that. So
Yeah, and it's a weird experience. You can try it.
No,
but
no,
I
I'm
mean-
fine, thank you.
if you have some cover song, that's definitely better.
Well, I don't think you need to say that.
Oh god.
Okay.
Nick, was your scotch good? Kino, sorry.
What?
Are you
My what?
still
My scotch?
so
Kino?
Was your scotch
I
good?
think that
since,
maybe Kino is
It's
drunk
always-
right now.
It's always the
I'm not
second.
drunk. Come on. I didn't drink that much.
We
I'm
don't
just
Kino
know.
silent because I'm
was
just
listening
basking in
silence.
this amazing story because like I told you I love this story, so it's fine.
Oh god.
It's a good
You're
story.
too sweet, Kino. You're too sweet.
What?
Yeah, don't worry. I'm
You're too sweet,
Okay.
I said.
Oh, okay.
yeah, I'm
and
too
that's
sweet.
where I actually ended my experience in Cardiff, because that's not the real point. I mean,
I just
I,
imagine your roommates or like flatmates open the door. You were like,
Fuck mates?
in the garden. You screamed like and jump out of the window and come over. That's when I
No.
came over.
Actually,
I
I
was
didn't have the
discovered
time
and-
to
So
do so.
how long did you stay in Cardiff like this?
Almost 3 months.
And then you
I don't
decided that it was
remember.
better to go home, didn't you?
No, I mean, not because of that. It's because you have to.
No, of course. Like that was the good part about the trip.
I mean, you said you was that broke. You didn't have money for buying a cover or a blanket.
Exactly, that's the point. Because I actually, in order to work there, you need to apply for a specific number. Let's call it that way, which is called National Insurance Number. I don't know if you know this
Okay.
name. It's like NIN, NIN.
Okay.
And it's a
Okay.
number that states that you're an actual good citizen. Okay, and you didn't do anything like bad, like killing or stealing or stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
So you respect rules, and you can this way you can work there. But in order to have this number, you have to apply to it,
Okay.
apply for
Okay.
it. So this means you have to call, and you have to prove that you are living
Person.
somewhere, which is not a hostel or stuff like that. So I had to wait for 1 month before applying for it, because at the time, the first month, I was living in a hostel. And then when I could apply to it, I had to wait for another 3 weeks. And then I went to another city, which is called Nith. Went there, and
What is it called?
I think Nith.
Okay, I don't know.
Oh.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I
it's a
never
city
heard
in Wales, and
Oh, okay, okay.
it's a small city where there is the job center, which is like
Mhm.
a center to
Okay, yeah.
apply for this number.
Find a job. Yeah.
And exactly. And then I was interviewed, I remember, and then I at the time remember that I thought, okay, now I can work, but no, you still have to wait for 6 weeks.
Okay.
So
Oh my
at the
God.
time, yeah, I was working without getting paid.
Oh really?
Yeah,
that's me
so I
now.
spent a lot of money,
Hey,
6 or
Fritella, does
Hey.
that
7,000
sound
there.
does that sound familiar?
Yeah.
So at
At
the
least I
end,
can work from home.
I wasn't paid at the time, but I managed to get my money back when I went to London for studying, and 3 days before leaving, I went to the bank
Okay.
where my money were held. And I remember that I was running really high temperatures because I had the fever. Well, I had the flu.
Oh,
It was
perfect.
Oh.
yeah, I had 40 degrees. Something
Okay.
like
Oh,
that.
nice.
Okay.
Yeah, and I went to the bank. I was like, please give me my money.
Everybody,
And then, yeah.
I'm sick.
I'm
Yeah,
dying.
exactly. And
I
that
need
worked,
money for
actually.
returning to my country. I'm dying.
Yeah. That did actually work. Wow.
Okay, that's good. To
And I
know.
got my money.
I think they just wanted to get rid of you before you infected all of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. That's where COVID
Or maybe they were
started.
like, I
You
I
were
don't
the
want
patient
you.
zero.
Exactly.
Like I don't want you to die here, so please go.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
please. I don't want to clean another corpse. Please go.
I played,
Another
I
course.
played on the employees'
Wow.
empathy.
Okay.
That worked. Yeah. A good story.
God.
Yeah, that was
Painful,
wild.
but good. Exactly.
I told you, it's a good story.
I mean,
Yeah.
I think that sooner or later one has to do something like that because some experience
No,
people
no
have to
thanks.
No,
sleep.
you don't really have
Maybe
to sleep
just
in
a
the
bit,
curtains, you know.
yeah, just a bit less wide, like less wider, yeah, wider. However, yeah, maybe
Less wild,
an
not
experience
wilder. God,
which is
less
not that
wild.
wide, but it's fine. I mean, if you experience something like this, it's something that you will remember for life,
Of
Well,
course.
forever.
if you survive, yes, sure.
Even
So-
without the part of the curtains, for sure.
Yes.
Yeah. How can you forget the taste of the pasta cooked in like a frying
Yeah.
pan?
I mean, it
The
was
taste
one
of
of the
murder
best
with the
meals I
knife.
have ever had,
Yeah.
really, because I ate for 1 month stuff that came out already prepared from like supermarkets and restaurants, cheap restaurants. So it was like hamburgers, I don't know, chips, crisps, stuff like that, because I couldn't cook. Okay,
Oh god.
that's a real problem, especially if you're Italian.
Yeah, I think like the pasta in the frying pan with like the murder knife actually maybe was the best thing you ate in a while. I
Yeah,
guess.
really.
I mean,
Yeah.
I haven't eaten pasta in like 3 months now. Maybe
Really?
4.
How can you live in Kino?
I mean, it's in
I have
Japan.
other
He,
things.
he
Well,
really
Yeah,
he has
like,
a lot of plenty of really good things to
Like,
eat. So
I usually
Yeah,
if I'm
exactly.
at home,
I
if
forgot
I'm at
that.
home cooking, I either make gyoza or soba or
Well-
tofu with stuff because it's all cheap stuff that I can make very quickly.
Okay.
defrosting in gyoza is not actually cooking, you know.
yeah.
No.
Shut up! I don't care about that.
You're not eating food.
Yeah,
I mean, like
don't know.
even making like
What?
it's not like you make pasta. You just take it out of the box and you like boil the water. Like you're not making pasta
Yeah,
either.
pasta's not frozen though.
It's the same thing. It's not like you're not making anything. You're just
Anyway.
cooking it.
Yeah, I think I'm going to like survive on just eat and like something else from my parents are going to go away for a little bit holiday, so I'm going to be home alone for a week, and I think I'll survive on takeaway because I don't want to cook. So
I actually
Like
survived.
Deliveroo and Just Eat.
I survived a lot when usually my parents in summer goes I don't know where for 3 weeks or something, and since I was in middle school, and so
yeah,
I
I'm
can
used to that.
survive.
Like,
I can survive.
I survived the 3 years
made
living
it.
alone, so I guess I can survive a week.
Yeah,
but
we can survive. Yes.
yeah, the point is like I feel lazy, so I think I'm going to like live on junk food for a week, and I hope like I don't mess up my.
This is an interesting point about like living alone, like food, because in
Yeah.
my case, I usually don't cook and I eat outside.
Yep.
Partly because I don't want to cook, but also partly because eating like at home alone, it's depressing as fuck to me. Like I'm okay with eating outside alone, but eating at home alone, I don't know. I've always been used to like this idea that when you're home and you eat home, you're like with your family. So
yeah.
like eating home is something that I just can't do alone. It's just, I mean, I can do it, but
To me, it's the
when I
opposite.
do it, I eat like super fast and like I just
I love eating
Yeah, like-
home alone.
When I was in Japan as well, I was always eating outside usually, but it's a little bit different because actually in Japan restaurants are not that expensive. So sometimes
at all. They're not expensive
yeah,
at all.
so I mean sometimes it's even cheaper for money but also for time to going out and eat.
Agree.
Because if you want to cook, it takes a lot of time. Sometimes it doesn't turn out how you think because, of course, Italian cuisine is a little bit different from the
Yeah.
Japanese one. And sometimes I used to cook when I was there, but not that much actually because it didn't save me money or time. So it was easier to go out. But I wouldn't do the same in Italy because restaurants are way
Yeah.
more expensive. So
I
it's a little
actually
bit
when I
different.
was living like with flatmates when I was living in Bologna, so it wasn't like completely eating alone. Like you were eating with someone, just everybody was cooking its own shit. So no, at
That's
least
still depressing.
no, it was fine actually. Like you have a chart, it was nice.
Okay,
I
then at
did
least you
not
talk.
have-
But like, I don't know, the idea that everyone is cooking their own thing is more like, yeah, you're just. It's like being in a restaurant, basically.
No, it's just like I don't have to eat the things I don't like. So I'm
Yeah.
fine.
Well, yeah.
We used to do that in the hostel as well sometimes.
Yeah.
Just 10 people eating something different but eating all together. It
Yeah,
happens.
it also
Yeah,
fine.
yeah.
Like you have the company and like it's fine. But eating every day
I
out,
guess.
like
No.
unless I was out for like university, it was like no. I would
I
spend like
eat out
some
almost
many-
every day.
Yeah, but Nico is different in Japan. I mean,
Yeah,
it's really
it's
different.
different
Yeah,
to them
me-
from
I
Italy.
mean,
I
for
mean-
example, like when I was in the hostel, like one day, a guy told us, "Okay, I'll go do the groceries and buy everything, and I'll cook something for you. What do you think? So we can just share the what we buy and everything. So it's going to be cheap." And we were like, "Okay, fine." So he cooked, and it was more expensive than going out.
Oh, okay.
Okay,
Yeah, it can
so
happen.
it's really different in Japan. You really can go every day out for dinner, lunch, and everything, and you are not going to spend that much money. While in Italy, I really think you can't do that. I mean, if you have all that money, okay,
It
but
depends actually what you cook.
No,
That's also
Because-
like
true,
actually,
but,
like
you know,
it's really cheaper to cook at home than to go out like every day. It's like I think you spend even like eating something like piadina or something like that, you spend like 5-7 euros.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And
Yeah.
like with the same thing, you
In
can
Italy, I
buy
think so.
like I don't know. I think 2 kilos of
Mm.
pasta. So like and
Yes,
for
yes,
I think it depends on the
months.
culture, because in Italy we are used to like cooking home and
Yeah.
stuff like that.
yes.
In some countries, you're used to like actually go out or maybe order like do when I don't know, like order takeaway stuff and stuff like that, and maybe it's
Yeah.
cheaper because of that, because
Yes,
people always do so. So
Yeah,
I mean,
Like Japanese people always go out for eating usually, so
maybe
it's really
maybe that's
cheaper.
why probably in Japan it's cheaper.
we here in Italy, you go out if you have like I don't know, like some event to celebrate, like
yeah,
dinner.
exactly.
You want to do
You
something
hang out
like
with
out of
friends
the
and stuff
yeah,
like that.
exactly.
Like also,
Yeah, and
also
again,
or a
like
date or
the
something.
average meal, like if you want to go out in Italy and have like and have pasta out, like you
Yeah,
need to spend at least like 12 euros.
yeah, exactly.
At
Yes.
least.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
like
Or
a
like-
pack of pasta like costs about 50 cents, and it's like half
Yeah.
kilo.
Like
yeah,
here in Japan, you can just go to a ramen shop and like have a good ramen, a big good ramen for like 600 or 700 yen, which is like 5 euros.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
it's totally different.
yeah.
I mean,
if
pasta
you,
at
if you
home is like 3 euros at maximum, I think. So it's even
Yeah,
cheaper,
but
anyways.
you have to add the time that
But ramen
it
actually
costs,
is full of good things.
yeah, but
it-
like in Japan, you can have like a wall. If you spend 10 euros in a restaurant in Japan, you are like, okay, you really you are going to eat a lot of stuff and really good stuff. While if you, I mean, in Italy, if you want to spend just 10 euros for eating something, you are going to have maybe a pizza, a kebab, or I mean,
yeah, like
it's I mean,
Yeah,
it's
you
not
can
the
only
same
have
amount of
sandwiches,
things, you know.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the problem.
like-
I mean, you can eat for 10 euros, but really, really different things.
And we are poor in Italy.
No,
We
I
don't
think
have
it's
that
just
more.
like different. Like when you go to the restaurant, it's like taking like your time off or like celebrate something. It's just
Yeah.
like a really
Yeah,
different
yeah.
mindset. It's not something you go, you eat, and you go home. Like who cares?
And actually, I
Yeah, in
prefer
Japan
so.
it's a lot more like that. In Japan it's like I see a lot of people that just get into the restaurant, they like eat and they get up and they go out. Like it's very touch and go.
Yes.
Yeah.
But also,
Yeah.
for
And
example,
I do the same because I have to work. So like
but
do
also,
the
for
same.
example, in Italy, I don't know, when you have to see your friends and you want to do something, sometimes you just say, okay, come to my home and I'll cook. And you don't say, we go to the restaurant. I mean, sometimes you do
Yeah.
that as well. But usually you are like, oh, yes, just come to my house and we are going to BBQ or something. So you're not going out, even if it's something important. Not every time you
Yeah,
go out to the
exactly.
restaurant. So, yeah.
Also for like a celebration, like I don't know, Christmas or Easter.
Yeah.
Like we used to cook home for everybody,
Yes,
and not
also,
going
yeah.
out, for example.
Yeah, I guess so.
We both
And you just
actually
reminded me that
we both did
Go, go.
a mini barbecue so that we can have barbecue on our balcony, and it was quite useful, especially in the quarantine. So everybody like, I cannot have a BBQ for Easter, and we were like frying, like cooking. I don't know how they call it in English.
What?
Anyway.
A whole horse
No,
on the barbecue.
no, I've eaten like a whole goat. I think not whole, but we cooked almost a whole goat when we
whole
were
goat.
in Swaziland in Africa, because like someone just gifted us a goat. And
Oh,
we were like, okay,
Why not?
Do you
just
actually
cook this goat.
eat raw horse meat
No,
in your city? No.
no.
you can eat it in Japan. They have it.
Yeah, I know. I know that in Japan you have it.
Yeah,
Because
they've told me.
I met a Japanese
you know
girl
it?
in London. Because I met a Japanese London
okay.
who was actually she was like
Wait.
What's
Was
her
she
name?
from Nagano? Was she
I
from
don't know,
Nagano?
Nick. I don't know, Kino. I don't remember the names of the
No,
cities.
because that's the prefecture where they have the usually horse meat.
But
raw horse meat.
actually, in Japan, they also have raw chicken meat.
Ew, that's
Really?
salmonella.
No, I don't
I
think
I
so.
tried
I don't
that,
think
actually.
so.
I tried that.
I
Really?
usually don't
Okay.
eat chicken, so
I mean,
it's
chicken
not
meat,
bad.
raw chicken meat is really dangerous.
Yeah.
as
Yeah,
far as
but
I
no,
know.
but like I asked one of my Japanese friends, and she told me you don't have to worry because if it's in a restaurant, of course it's safe. It means that it's really, really fresh, so you don't have to
Okay.
worry. And
So
I
it goes through
have to say
a
it was really
process.
good. It was really good.
Okay.
Okay, I've eaten like chicken hearts, but not raw. Honestly, no chicken raw. No, thank you. Next time.
sorry. What you said? You've eaten children's hearts?
Not yet. It's not
Okay.
Wednesday.
Okay.
My I eat babies on Wednesday. No, okay. No, it was a chicken. It wasn't a baby. Anyway,
It was a baby chicken.
Poor baby chicken.
might be. I don't know.
Oh, like
No, they're cute. But
wait.
chickens are cute.
you know, like what is it? Balut.
No.
I know.
Balotto.
I know what
Balut.
you're going to say.
No, it's like an egg with the small chicken.
Oh,
ins-
okay. Fertilized
No,
eggs. No,
that's
this is
awful.
Okay.
this is
No,
so
I just
sad.
have a story
I
about
saw
that.
it on a video.
Okay.
And so I haven't tried that because I haven't been to the place
for
where they do
culture,
that.
I think.
It's like in Thailand, I guess. I'm not
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
Okay, so
I think it's Thailand.
yes, a co-worker of mine were there and he tried that, and we asked him how was it, and he was like, it was good actually. It tasted like death, and we were like, what?
That.
What's the taste of death? And he was like, pretty good actually.
Really?
I am actually kind of curious about
Is it
that.
like-
Like,
I think
Steak
I'm
or
curious, but
something?
no, I would be too freaked out.
You know, I think that the problem for me would be that there is the whole body of the small
Yeah.
chicken.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
you have
yeah,
to
yeah,
eat
yeah.
the beak and the.
No.
That
I'm
I don't
sorry.
know how it's going to be. Like I asked him, and he was like, "Oh yes, it's crunchy," and I was like,
Oh my god.
"Okay." I was like, "Really?" Okay, that was a little bit bad. you know.
No.
But
I
don't know. Maybe
I don't know how to feel about
maybe
that.
if I close
I
my
don't know how to
eyes, if I close my eyes, I would try. I don't
No,
know. I
I
actually
think-
like to
Close
try
my eyes.
weird things,
Yeah,
but
you should close your eyes so you can concentrate and feel the crunchiness under
the
your
crunch of
No.
death. Kino,
Of
the
the
crunch
dick.
of death.
Exactly.
No,
Oh
I
my gosh.
like tasting and new things, but
Yeah, I have a
not to this
limit.
point.
I mean,
Not to this point, honestly.
Oh my gosh.
yes.
You-
I mean, I maybe it's really good, but to me it's
Still.
too
So
weird
gross.
to eat something like a baby chicken inside an egg.
Yeah.
Yes,
I mean,
that's
a baby
it.
chicken, which is actually is not alive. I don't know. It's like in one.
It's
Trans
you're
state
eating an
between,
It's
like-
not
abortion,
alive. Don't
like-
worry. It's not alive.
Yeah, but I mean, it sounds so bad to think
Yeah.
like eating
Yeah,
a creature which didn't actually live for a whole minute.
You're
I don't
eating
know how
an
to explain.
abortion. Like honestly,
I mean,
it's kind of
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Technically,
Exactly.
I guess it is technically less cruel because you're not killing anything. It just wasn't born.
That's also true.
Well, I don't
Maybe it
know.
was.
No, it's in the egg.
It's like you're eating like a fetus.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It's kind of disgusting.
Yeah, that's kind of disgusting to me.
Yeah.
It's disgusting because it's human.
Yeah. I mean, I usually eat raw horse meat, so I shouldn't speak, but
You know,
Well,
but
you
That's
do
how it
not
is.
have the horse looking at you while you're eating.
No, but
So-
actually, yes, it's
No.
different because you have like the whole body, so you see the
Yeah.
whole body of the animal,
yeah, sure.
and also it's something
It
really
lived
really far from
for a
our
while.
culture. So that's why it's weird. Like for example, when I said raw chicken meat, you were like, oh, but it was good actually.
Yeah. I was-
I mean,
I was like that way because I thought
But
that
of
it
course-
was dangerous.
Yes, but
Yeah.
of course,
That's
because
because-
here it's not safe, so you don't eat that.
Yeah.
But when you are sure it's safe, I mean, it's
Yeah,
different
that's fine to
culture.
me.
Try.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't like eating things that look at me. Honestly,
Yeah, that's
issue-
kind of not very nice.
I also have issues.
When you
like,
put
with
it like
fish
that,
and,
it's
like-
actually kind of fucked up, maybe.
Yeah.
like I don't like eating fish that have like heads or like how do you call it, shrimps, because like they're looking at me. I'm eating them, but they're looking at me.
Just
no, thank you.
just cover their eyes, and so you can
no. Like, I can't
So,
see
so,
them.
i-
Staring
so
at
if you
my
painted,
soul.
so if you painted 2 eyes on a dick, you wouldn't eat it.
Oh my god! Fuck off.
What?
Just-
I got lost. What did you ask?
Kino, can you please repeat?
Oh my god.
Yeah, I said like, so if you take a dick and you put like you paint eyes on it, you can't eat it anymore now.
I
Oh
just,
my gosh.
I just imagine
Maybe
like a
it
dick
was
with
better
googly
not to
eyes,
hear.
Yeah,
so It's
same.
pretty funny.
Just
It's
imagine
pretty
it. It's
funny.
really funny. Actually.
Yeah,
it's pretty
I
funny.
mean, oh god.
You have to admit it's funny. Like,
Yeah,
come
yeah,
on.
This
it's
is gonna be
funny,
censored.
But really, you don't really want
If
an
you beep,
answer,
beep, 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 beep.
don't you?
No.
Because I don't think we are going to answer.
And the answer is
Yeah,
no.
it's fine.
That's not the weirdest thing I've been asked, but okay.
I don't think the answer is no.
I don't see a reason to do that. I'm sorry.
It's fine. It's fine.
Oh god.
Anyways,
Okay.
Okay.
yeah, I think we can wrap this up.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
5 o'clock.
Yes.
Yeah, it's midnight actually.
Well,
For you, yes.
for you,
Thank you for
Yeah.
remembering us that you are
For
in
Japanese
Japan.
aliens.
you are like you are actually you are in the future. Like
Oh god,
Yeah.
that's
it's already
true.
tomorrow where you leave.
Please tell
Yeah,
us
like,
if the war end.
Actually, I already know. Like, I have already edited this podcast like
Oh.
7 hours ago.
Oh, cool.
So like I'm
okay.
talking from the future.
That's cool.
It's already live.
That saves you a lot of time, actually.
Yeah, it's incredible.
So I can hear myself talking in the future.
Wait,
If
Mom,
I go
I'm
to
in the
YouTube.
future.
Again, it's the same thing as that. Okay.
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 Alright, guys.
Okay.
Does
Does anyone have
know
anything else to say?
No, but how do we close?
Am
I
I already
think that's
famous?
how our host is supposed to close.
Yeah, your job.
Well, thank you.
Yeah,
So no,
Exactly.
okay. I want to have like some ending music at some point, but I still have no
Well,
idea what
we
put
have to
there,
decide
so-
which one.
Yeah, I think you
We'll
have
think
to do
about it.
that in
For
editing.
now,
stuff.
it was fun. It was nice.
Was
it was
chaotic.
a lot of
It
shit.
was amazing. It was amazing.
I-
Powerful.
And I think we can all
We
close
can all.
this, so I can go. So I can go wrap myself into my curtains. Nice night.
What did
Just
we
'cause you
learn
live alone.
today? Just if you don't have covers, just wrap yourself.
Yeah, exactly. We
And-
can
and
wrap
silly
things
point-
up by
we can
by
wrap
saying
things up into.
yeah.
And don't forget your beautiful pillow of dirty clothes in a bag.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's very important. Don't forget.
That sounds so
I think
homeless.
I did something similar at some point in my life. I don't.
Yeah,
remember
me as
when.
well, actually. But that's another story. That's
So
another
you're
story.
guilty as well.
Yeah, but don't
Okay.
not with curtains.
Yeah,
Okay,
the
okay.
curtain. I miss the curtains. I've slept with my clothes as a pillow. But I think they were clean at a certain point.
At least.
For sure.
That makes no
Certain
sense
point.
because like you have to rub them, and at the end they're not so fine. They're full of like wrinkles and stuff like that. you
Yeah,
wrap them.
I don't remember.
So if
I don't know.
they're dirty, it's fine.
Yeah,
But-
You're not gonna put them on.
Yeah, but
I don't
like
remember.
the smell.
That
of
was my
dirty
logic, yeah.
clothes on your head.
That's why the plastic bag.
But a plastic bag on your head, like it's even worse. I don't know.
Yeah, probably.
Okay.
Okay.
And it was
Well,
fine.
anyways, that's enough. Okay.
That's enough,
so,
guy, yeah.
that's all for today, and see you next week, I guess. Hopefully.
Yeah.
If
If
we
we're
don't
all
die.
alive next week. Exactly.
Yeah.
Which is
If Chinese doesn't kill me. Yes.
Yeah.
which Chinese? The language or the virus?
Both.
Oh.
I have the exam next week, so
Maybe
Trigger.
I shouldn't have said that, but it's too late.
Yeah, because
Yeah,
maybe it's
but-
not from
Yeah.
China.
that's
think-
fine.
It's fine. Like
That's fine.
A lot of censorship.
don't. It's fine.
I think if you start applying censorship, you can actually like throw away the entire recording.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think
absolutely. I can
Yeah.
censor-
3/4 of it at least.
The only thing that is going to be like hi and goodbye.
And the introduction, yeah.
Okay,
10
let's
seconds.
wrap this up. It's fine.
Okay, let's go.
Let's wrap this up. Okay,
So
it's over. See you in the next one.
See you
Bye,
soon.
guys. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
I'm already famous then.